3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! 이거 왜 볼에 안 내려? 올라가는 거 내려가나?
뜰 거죠.
이거 안 보이는데?
(2021) began a little differently than how a new year has usually been for me for the past 3 years. Of course, there is this whole pandemic already taking away the excitement of going back to college to see friends and resume exploring the city. But this year, I was offered a co-op position at a pharmaceutical about 30 minutes outside of the heart of Boston. This was my first time given an opportunity to experience what it's like to work in industry, and after 9 months of being stuck inside at home, you could say I was pretty stoked to have such an opportunity to look forward to at the start of 2021. I was excited to have a taste of adulting and finally regain my sense of independence that I usually had when I was away at college. But as the date to leave home drew closer, I wasn't expecting it, but I felt pretty low-spirited about this new chapter in life that awaited me. Being able to do school at home provided me with comfort, since not only did I have to not worry about meals in between classes and had the luxury of not having to worry about chores, but also home meant family. I always had someone to turn to, never had to feel lonely, and not to mention my family gained a new member in 2020. Why did no one tell me how hard it is to say goodbye to your dog? Every day that passed, having one less day at home, this sorrowful feeling only grew stronger, but I knew I couldn't give up on this opportunity. And the day to leave finally came. I never felt this down when I had to move in for school for the past 3 years. Why was I feeling this way now? The first few days of moving in were so hectic, they didn't really leave me much time to feel sad. I'm setting up furniture, stocking up the kitchen, decorating my room. It gave me the feeling of excitement that I was looking forward to when I first received my offer. But eventually, every night that fell, I would cry myself to sleep. I don't know why, but it just happened. Maybe mentally I was afraid of this change, or maybe I just missed my dog. I still really can't explain why I felt so upset, but it sucked. Luckily, my dad stayed with me for about a month to help me adjust. Things were a bit different than living on campus since I was no longer in the city and all expenses had to be figured out and managed by me. We did a bit of exploring the area to help me familiarize with the restaurants and grocery stores around me. But eventually my dad had to go back home. To be honest, there were many times I did want him to go during the month he stayed, since I couldn't enjoy independence to the fullest while he was here. But other times I was thankful he helped me feel a little less lonely. But after my dad left, I felt loneliness like I've never felt before. Watching YouTubers who live alone explain how much living alone impacted their mental health, I didn't really understand what they meant until now. 700 square feet of space might not seem a lot, but to my tiny self, it made my apartment feel super empty. From being around my family of 4, plus my dog, to being by myself, it really hit me in a way I didn't want to feel. The feeling might have been worse since I was kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like on Google Maps, the west side of me is just a huge block of green. And I was pretty far from campus, so it wasn't easy for my friends to visit me or for me to visit them. Also, of course, COVID, so just seeing people in general was not a good idea. This loneliness pushed me to seriously start my streaming hobby, since it provided a space for me to talk and have fun with my friends, while also being able to meet new people. It definitely isn't the same as meeting new people and my friends in person, but it was the best I could get and I'm eternally grateful for it. Another person I need to give a big shout out to is my boyfriend, who helped me get through my loneliness by visiting whenever he could and also keeping me company through calls and texts as much as he could. Alright, enough talk about me. So a large part of the beginning of my 2021 is obviously this job I was given. It was a new lifestyle that I had to get used to. Waking up at 7:45 in the morning, debating on eating a good breakfast or getting 10 minutes more of sleep, getting dressed, commuting to and from work. It definitely provided me with more structure in my life. Like during the pandemic, I rarely got dressed. Like, be honest ladies, is it just me that went for months without wearing a bra? It also felt nice that once I was done work, I was done work. Unlike classes, I didn't have to work on assignments or study outside of the classroom. Anything that I needed to get done, I could just do it the next day in the allotted work time. But this definitely made it a bit more difficult for me to study and focus on the 2 classes I was taking during this time. Luckily, one of my classes was senior design, which is project-based, so there wasn't any studying or reading I had to do. But oh man, big rest in peace to my biomechanics class. It was so hard to find the will to watch lectures, study for quizzes and exams, and do my weekly homework. It was just my luck that this was probably the most demanding class I had to take during the pandemic. Like the majority of my classes that I've taken once the pandemic started, the professors made the workload a lot more manageable and made exams a lot more laid back. But this class just kept it hardcore, unfortunately. At the time this voiceover was recorded, I have yet to receive my final grade for this class, but I actually have an exam for this class tomorrow. Haha, big F. So a little bit about my work environment and culture. The company itself provided more than I could ask for. I received pretty solid lunches for free and some super cool swag, and the company was really conscious about COVID at the workspace. Ample masks were provided and they adjusted the work schedule so only a few people were present at the company on a given day. I also could not have been luckier to be able to work with a team that was so welcoming and chill. The team was filled with the most kind-hearted and friendly people I've ever met. They were all super patient with teaching me the skills I had to learn, and I had many opportunities to just talk about life with them and to learn about their experiences in the biotech industry. Working at this company with this team really set the bar high of what I should look for when looking for a job in the industry. So once I got adjusted to my new life, I was able to appreciate the opportunity I was given a lot more. Taking fewer classes and only having to go in person for work a few times a week gave me more time to explore the new area I was in. And since I didn't have to rely on public transportation to get places, I could drive to wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. One of the goals I wanted to accomplish during my time here was to discover more of nature's beauty. Northern Massachusetts is so abundant with conservations, and it's only a drive away from the beautiful coast. I wanted to discover all the hidden gems the state had to offer. Let me know if you want me to share some vlogs of the places I got to visit. Living alone also gave me a lot of time to reflect on myself. Unfortunately, this also meant having a life crisis here and there, since I really don't know what I want to do with my life. And graduation is creeping up, but I'm sure everything will fall into place eventually, right? There are many things I want to do before I die. And self-reflecting made me think why I wanted to do these things, and what kind of impact on society I could make by pursuing these things. I often wish I'd realized these things earlier and started earlier, especially seeing so many accomplished people my age, and I often beat myself with these regrets, but I guess this is where the saying that it's never too late to start comes in. And one of these things is this vlog. This pandemic made me realize how valuable pictures and videos are, as these are what reminds you of precious memories, especially for me since my memory often fails me. I hope I stay persistent with my channel, just so in 10 years from now, I can look back and appreciate, and probably cringe, my life journey in my 20s. I was hoping to document and post more often of the things I've done throughout these past few months, but man, vlogging is hard, and the lazy part of me just forgets to pull out my camera to film. So I ended up just compiling the clips that I had of when I did remember to film to put together this diary entry-like video of my year so far. I still have about 4 months left at my job, but I decided to post this reflection now since I only have a couple weeks left until graduation. As this semester comes to a close, part of the new beginning I was anticipating in the beginning of 2021 nears its end. But this means there's a new chapter beginning sometime ahead of me. I just don't know what the title of that chapter is yet, but we will find out soon, hopefully. I don't know, life is so unpredictable, and I'm just gonna try to enjoy it day by day. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.